Welcome to my YouTube channel. The SpaceX Dragon spacecraft, named Endeavour, is scheduled to dock about 2:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tuesday, March 5. Dragon is designed to dock autonomously, but the crew aboard the spacecraft and the space station will monitor the performance of the spacecraft as it approaches and docks to the forward port of the station's Harmony module, when the hatches open at about 1 hour and 45 minutes. After docking, the Crew-8 astronauts will join the Expedition 70 crew of NASA astronauts Jasmine Mockbely and Laurel O'Hara, ESA, European Space Agency, astronaut Andreas Mogensen, JAXA, Japan, Aerospace Exploration Agency, astronaut Furukawa Satoshi, and Roscosmos cosmonauts Konstantin Borisov, Oleg Kononenko, and Nikolai Chubb. The 7 International Space Station residents are moving into an off-duty weekend following a busy week of crew departures, health investigations, and spacesuit operations. The Expedition 70 crew spent Friday wrapping up procedures that began earlier in the week and completing some SpaceX Dragon training. Yesterday, first-time station resident Jeanette Epps processed blood samples for the immunity assay investigation. The NASA flight engineer continued that work into Friday to monitor how spaceflight impacts cellular immune function. After lunch, Epps carried out an experiment to test the efficiency of an antimicrobial coating in space before completing some crew orientation activities as she continues to adjust to living and working in low Earth orbit, following yesterday's setup of the cerebral autoregulation investigation. Flight engineer Matthew Dominic measured blood flow in the brain using non-invasive methods to provide researchers insights on how the brain regulates its blood supply in microgravity. For this specific investigation, Dominic used the Cardiolab portable Doppler, an instrument that measures blood flow velocity to the brain and blood pressure waveforms in the arteries. The NASA resident then configured the Sleep in Orbit device, which examines the physiological differences between sleep on Earth and in space. The microgravity environment can affect the daily rhythm and sleep patterns of astronauts. Research from Sleep in Orbit could guide the development of measures that mitigate poor sleep and its effects on astronauts as missions stretch further. Flight engineers Michael Barrett and Laurel O'Hara of NASA both completed a round of SpaceX Dragon rendezvous and docking training on Friday. O'Hara also conducted some maintenance on the biofabrication facility and stowed tools she used earlier in the week while configuring spacesuits. Barrett spent the rest of his day inspecting equipment that would be used in the unlikely event an emergency were to occur on station. In the Roscosmos segment, Commander Oleg Kononenko and flight engineers Alexander Grebenkin and Nikolai Chubb spent the morning conducting a weekly conference with ground teams. Afterward, Grebenkin replaced some condensate pump lines while Kononenko and Chubb teamed up once more to complete another round of eye exams. NASA astronauts Matthew Dominic, Michael Barrett, and Jeanette Epps, as well as Roscosmos cosmonaut Alexander Grebenkin arrived at the International Space Station, as the SpaceX Dragon, named Endeavour, docked to the complex at 2:28 a.m. Eastern Standard Time while the station was 260 statute miles over Newfoundland. Following Dragon's link up to the Harmony module, the astronauts aboard the Dragon and the space station will begin conducting standard leak checks and pressurization between The spacecraft in preparation for hatch opening scheduled for 4:13 a.m. Crew-8 will join the Space Station's Expedition 70 crew of NASA astronauts Jasmine Mokbeli and Laurel O'Hara, ESA, European Space Agency, astronaut Andreas Mogensen, JAXA, Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, astronaut Furukawa Satoshi, and Roscosmos cosmonauts Konstantin Borisov, Oleg Kononenko, and Nikolai Chubb. For a short time, the number of crew aboard the space station will increase to 11 people until Crew 7 members Mokbeli, Mogensen, Satoshi, and Borisov return to Earth. SpaceXCrew-8 approaching station. Live on NASA TV. The SpaceX Dragon spacecraft, named Endeavour, is scheduled to dock about 2:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time Tuesday, March 5. Dragon is designed to dock autonomously, but the crew aboard the spacecraft and the space station will monitor the performance of the spacecraft as it approaches and docks to the forward port of the station's Harmony module. When the hatches open at about 1 hour and 45 minutes after docking, the Crew-8 astronauts will join the Expedition 70 crew of NASA astronauts Jasmine Mokbeli and Laurel O'Hara, ESA, European Space Agency, astronaut Andreas Mogensen, JAXA, Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency, astronaut Furukawa Satoshi, and Roscosmos cosmonauts Konstantin Borisov, Oleg.
Excellent. A big warm welcome to Crew-8 from all of us up here. Wouldn't you know it, after having made fun of Crew-8 for being, or for launching late, they arrive early to the space station and have us scrambling this morning. But it's absolutely fantastic to see their smiling faces. Welcome to space, Matt, Jeanette, and Alex, and welcome back to space to Mike. This is also for Crew 7 a slightly bittersweet moment, because with their arrival, it also starts the countdown to our own departure and return to Earth in about a week's time. But it's great to see Crew-8. Welcome. You guys are going to have a fantastic mission, I'm sure of it, and we look forward to spending the next week in space with you. And for Laurel, Oleg, and Nikolai, there you are, a few more weeks. But welcome to you, and I'll pass the mic to you, Matt.
Thank you so much. We were, of course, super excited to be here, and after we saw you call us out yesterday, we phoned a few friends to expedite things to kind of throw you off guard on purpose. Or so we hope, or wished. Anyway, we're so excited to be here. A big thank you to everyone who helped put this together, such a giant team around the world. And we're excited to be on board and ready to take over the watch. Over to you, Mike.
Well, first thing is just great to be back. There's such a sense of familiarity and homeness to the station. And can't wait to get back to work. But just a big shout out to all the folks who got us up here from NASA. Our friends at SpaceX who are building a great little spaceship, and a little taste of the flexibility this morning that we'll be expecting over the next 6 months. I know that our flight's going to go by in a blink of an eye, and really anxious to start. Thanks for the very warm welcome from Crew 7.
I second everything that Matt and Mike has said, and I just want to thank my family as well for being patient with me, and I made it here.
Всем привет с орбиты. Ну что, мы добрались. Полет был достаточно легким, поэтому надеюсь, что и продолжение будет подобным. Всем спасибо и всем передаю большой привет. Thanks a lot, all teams.
Well, once again, welcome to the International Space Station. This is an incredible place. You will have a great time up here, just like we did. We are doing so much exciting science at the moment, and we look forward to introducing you to all of it. So once again, welcome, Crew-8.
All right, thanks, Station. For all of that, I can tell you on behalf of us that are left here on the planet, we are incredibly proud to be part of this, and we're all smiling down here. All right, Station, we are now resuming operational communications.